Hey there, I, Sam Valentino, private toon detective, am pretty sure you heard the news about the upcoming anime-inspired Scooby-Doo series I've already talked about in this channel. Yep, it was formerly titled Go-Go Mystery Machine, but now it has a new title, Yokoso Scooby-Doo, and it's also been picked up by Tubi, being the first Warner Bros. Animation series to premiere there. Yep, I'm not too surprised, given how well Warner Bros.' cartoon library has been doing there for some time now. Namely with a few of your shows, Scoob, and especially all those classic Looney Tunes cartoons. Being a FAST-based television service, which stands for Free Ad-Supported Television, it allows the show to reach a broader audience. Additionally, the premise for Yokoso Scooby-Doo is still going to be the same, involving you and Shaggy traveling to Japan while Fred, Daphne, and Velma stay in America to meet your uncle, Scooby-Doo. But then you and Shaggy accidentally unleash some mythical monsters that cause trouble all across Japan. And so you guys and two new Japanese friends have to catch them all in what sounds like a Japanese version of the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Yep. Additionally, they also said the overseas animation services are going to be done by OLM in Japan. Yeah, OLM, which stands for Oriental Light and Magic, a Japanese animation studio that started up in the early 1990s, best known for animating on all the Pokémon animes since 1997. This will be the first time in a long time Warner Bros. Animation actually had something animated in Japan. They largely phased out that practice in the early 2000s when Sanders Schwartz took over running the studio and they began to mostly stick with South Korea. But I know a few of the DC Comics anime movies between 2009 and 2012 were animated in Japan by Tokyo Movie Shinsha, aka Telecom. Before that, they hadn't used TMS for roughly 9 years, last doing so in the direct-to-video movies Wacko's Wish and Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. Also, back when Warner Bros. Initially assumed production on their franchise, Scooby-Doo, it was back when they didn't skimp out on quality and often still used Japanese subcontractors. Hence your first few direct-to-video movies being animated by Mook DLE. Additionally, this will be the first series that only you and Shaggy largely appear in 20 years, after the disastrous Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue Saturday morning cartoon on Kids WB. Yeah, I know. Hopefully none of the new characters are as annoying as Roby, the bumbling robot butler in that show. He was even worse than Scrappy-Doo. With that said, there's also how the 1980 to 82 Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo episodes are generally not very well received by longtime fans, even if they got strong ratings on ABC's Saturday morning block at that time, only focusing on you and Scrappy and Shaggy being put into comedic settings that often incorporated some kind of supernatural elements. Then there was that weird What's New Scooby-Doo episode in 2005, Camp Come On I Wanna Scare Ya, only featuring you and Shaggy as summer camp counselors. I've got a wild hunch that particular episode was, in addition to being a homage to the early 80s Scooby shows, was Warner Bros. Animation testing to see if you and Shaggy could carry your own TV show at that time, especially since up to that point, that particular show mostly focused on Fred, Daphne, and Velma, while you two played minor roles, especially you, Scooby. Yeah, but of course back then they were trying to make the Scooby franchise be more like an action-adventure cartoon starring the DC Comics characters combined with a teen sitcom, focusing on the more realistic and down-to-earth aspects. As such, the Camp Come On I Wanna Scare Ya episode was considerably wackier compared to other episodes. Also, during the time Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue was on the air, I remember when they began having the direct-to-video movies primarily focus on Shaggy and you, Scoob. Indeed, as was the case with Chill Out Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King, and Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword. Those 3 films had you and Shaggy play major roles in them, while it was now Fred, Daphne, and Velma often pushed into the background. Yeah, with the samurai sword one, that makes it somewhat more similar to the premise for Yokoso Scooby-Doo, since it's about you and Shaggy fighting against supernatural elements in Japan. Real ones at that, along with a very friendly dragon helping you two. Even if Fred, Daphne, and Velma are also there, but still play a smaller role than you two, but still manage to create a popular memetic moment.
Zoinks!
Jeepers! Jinkies!
Dang, I still don't have a catchphrase.
I know. I guess Fred forgot his catchphrase at the time was pretty much, let's split up and look for clues, or some variation. Though when he was a kid, he'd often say it at inopportune moments.
Okay, let's split up, gang.
Oh, Freddy, not yet. The mystery hasn't even started.
Oh, yeah.
Then, of course, in the 2010s, Fred came up with such an exclamational catchphrase with, hold the phone. And, as we said, there's also a Scooby-Doo Gakko series of shorts in the works from Warner Brothers' Japanese subsidiary, coming off the heels of Tom and Jerry Gakko and now Looney Tunes Gakko. I'm not surprised at all they're doing that. What's next? The Flintstones Gakko? But regardless, these projects do sound promising, but we still have a huge ominous storm cloud hovering over all of them. The planned Paramount-Skydance buyout. I know what you mean, Scooby-Doo. It would likely spell doom for Warner Brothers Animation and its properties as we know it. Paramount and the Ellisons have just hired superstar lawyer Jeffrey Kessler to defend Warner Bros. Discovery buyout, representing the states in the Live Nation case. And it could give the Ellisons the go-ahead to make sure the deal closes. And we've yet to hear anything from California's Attorney General about this. As there are also rumors there could be a major lawsuit or court trial from all of this. And there's also talk that the merger would pretty much really damage Hollywood's fragile creative ecosystem, making yet another hurdle this potential merger faces. So we can hope and pray all those hurdles prevent the deal from closing, meaning Yokoso Scooby-Doo can still happen, along with the other Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes projects said to be in the works. I hope so. And with that said, you guys should stay tuned to this channel to hear more such updates on this or anything else from me and my cartoon pals here. Scooby-Doo.